My name is Ibrahim Traoré, and I am the president of Burkina Faso. This isn't just another speech, it's the moment when one message ignited a continent's revolution. It all began with talk of an order, a warning supposedly sent by President Trump, demanding that African leaders fall in line or face dire consequences. That threat could have been fake or real, I don't care. The arrogance of treating Africa like property was enough to set a fire in my soul. I came to power after leading a successful coup in January of this year. My comrades in the Regiment of Presidential Security and I removed a regime that had grown corrupt, unresponsive, and subservient to outside powers. We did not seize power for personal gain. We acted because the people of Burkina Faso were fed up with empty promises, foreign interference, and endless poverty. When soldiers and citizens united, we overthrew a government that refused to protect our sovereignty. That day, we declared that Burkina Faso would no longer be a puppet of distant capitals. But the coup was only the beginning. While we shook off one kind of foreign control, the world watched. I knew our next move would echo far beyond our borders. Then came the rumor, Trump's message warning us to obey or be punished. I won't waste time questioning its authenticity. What matters is the principle, the belief that Africa still belongs to others. So in Ouagadougou's Grand Hall, I stepped to the podium before reporters and cameras. No notes in my hand, no script to follow. I spoke from the heart of a soldier who's seen his country betrayed. I said, "We are no longer colonies. We are free nations. Burkina Faso does not take orders from Israel. We do not take orders from America. We do not take orders from anyone who believes they can buy us or bomb us into submission." I paused, locking eyes with each camera. I wasn't just addressing those in that room. I was speaking for every African who's ever been told to bow. Then I delivered the words that shook the globe. Mr. Trump, if you think you can scare Africa with threats, you are very wrong. If you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Africa is not yours to threaten. In that instant, the speech became a rallying cry. Clips spread from Mali to Nigeria, from Cameroon to South Africa. Colonel Goita in Mali echoed my message. Guinea's president publicly declared support. Hashtags like #Africa will not bow trended globally. Farmers in Niger watched on their phones in the fields. Students translated the words into Hausa, Wolof, and Lingala. Musicians in South Africa turned the lines into protest songs. Why choose bold words over polite diplomacy? Because for 60 years the quiet path failed us. We wrote courteous letters while our gold and oil vanished. We signed pacts that filled foreign coffers as our schools crumbled. We allowed military bases to stand on our soil without asking our people. The result, deepened poverty, grew dependency, and crushed pride. Our coup was born from that same truth. The old regime bowed to every demand, foreign loans, conditional aid, private interests that ravaged our land. When the people cried for change, we acted. We ended unfair agreements that enriched outsiders while starving farmers. We expelled foreign troops patrolling our streets without our consent. But our rebellion in Burkina Faso was never meant to stand alone. It ignited the Sahel Alliance, a coalition of nations reclaiming their destiny. Mali expelled foreign bases. Niger closed outside military posts. Burkina Faso canceled deals benefiting anyone except our citizens. Together, we share intelligence, coordinate defense, and craft trade deals that keep wealth in Africa. This alliance transcends military strategy. It is a declaration of unity, a force showing no foreign power can divide us. We are heirs of the pharaohs and the Mali Empire, custodians of a legacy of greatness and resistance. We honor Nzinga's defiance and Sankara's vision. To the world, our defiance may seem reckless, but it is a reckoning long overdue. For decades, polite diplomacy has only deepened our wounds. When I challenged Trump's threat, I defended Africa's right to say no, to choose friends, not masters, to build with equals, not underlings. This moment was not born overnight. It is the culmination of years of resilience and resistance. While some will call our stand impulsive, they forget the countless moments we endured quietly. Our grandparents watching foreign agents carve up our resources, our parents signing agreements that filled outside pockets, and our communities pleading for fairness only to be met with silence. The time for muted whispers ended the moment that rumor of intimidation reached our ears. We understood that true strength lies not in fear, but in unity and conviction. Now, world leaders scramble. Israel remains silent, avoiding any acknowledgement that might legitimize our power. France, once our colonial overseer, searches desperately for talking points to contain a story they can no longer ignore. American spokespeople offer formal denials, hoping a veneer of politeness will deflect attention. Yet social media cannot be silenced. Africa's youth, armed with smartphones and unbound by protocol, amplify every word, every gesture. They refuse to be muted, transforming our speech into a chorus that reverberates across borders. In Parisian cafes, diplomats murmur anxiously. In Washington, analysts debate whether to adjust policy or double down on denials. In Tel Aviv, officials weigh the cost of breaking their silence and inadvertently fueling a larger movement. But there is one truth they all must confront. When you underestimate Africa's spirit, you awaken a force that cannot be contained by press releases or closed-door meetings. So here is the final warning. Do not mistake our silence for weakness. Do not confuse our past concessions for future compliance. When you threaten one African nation, you threaten us all. Our solidarity does not recognize artificial borders drawn by outsiders. Remember that our strength is multiplied by our unity. And when we stand together, no force on earth can break our unity. To my fellow Africans, remember your strength. Share this message far and wide, on radios in rural villages, on social media feeds in bustling cities, and in conversations around kitchen tables. Support leaders who stand for dignity, not subservience. Demand partnerships built on respect, not dependency. Vote for those who honor our heritage and protect our sovereignty. Know this, the bonds we forge today will safeguard our tomorrow. Let our collective will be the shield that repels intimidation. Let our shared vision be the beacon that guides us toward true prosperity. Africa's story is being rewritten, not as a footnote to foreign interests, but as the main narrative of a continent rising to claim its rightful place in history. The noise of denials and diplomatic spin will fade, but the echo of our unity will resonate for generations. Stand firm, stand proud, stand together. We have crossed the threshold. The age of foreign masters is ending. From the ashes of imposed rule, a new dawn arises, one written by our hands alone. The era of African self-determination is beginning, fueled by the dreams of generations who toiled in silence. We hold the pen that writes our continent's future, and each word we inscribe is a declaration of our unity, strength, and dignity. Make no mistake, nothing can stop what we will achieve together. This is our revolution. This is our moment. We are the children of empires that once spanned continents, and now we reclaim that spirit, not for conquest, but for collaboration. We are bound by a shared history of brilliance and resilience, and we march forward on a path of collective prosperity. Ahead lie the trials of building schools that teach our stories, hospitals that heal our people, and economies that reward our labor. But we face those trials as one, undaunted, unbroken. Today we light the torch that will guide generations. Tomorrow they will walk through halls we built, on lands we defended, under skies we claimed by our courage. Remember this moment, when Africa stood tall, not as scattered nations, but as a united force unstoppable in its purpose. The world may doubt us, but we know our worth. And so we rise together, unstoppable. This is not the end of our story. It is the prologue to a future only we can write. But let us look closer at what we will build with this newfound freedom. In our villages and cities, we will plant the seeds of innovation. Young entrepreneurs will launch farms that feed millions, harnessing ancient knowledge and modern techniques to end hunger. Artisans will transform our rich cultural heritage into products that command respect on global markets. Textiles woven with patterns passed down through generations. Ceramics shaped by hands that learned their craft from ancestors. In our classrooms, new curriculums will teach history from our perspective. The grandeur of the Kingdom of Ghana, the enlightenment of Timbuktu's scholars, the unbroken spirit of resistance against colonialism. Our children will grow up knowing they inherit a legacy of power, not poverty. In our hospitals, we will marry traditional healing with modern medicine. Midwives will deliver babies with both ancestral wisdom and scientific precision. Clinics will serve patients regardless of status, ensuring that healthcare is a right, not a privilege. In our industries, factories powered by clean energy will rise where once only foreign-owned oil rigs stood. Engineers from Africa will design solutions for water purification, solar power, and sustainable transport, exporting expertise rather than importing dependence. In our governance, transparency will replace secrecy. Leaders will be chosen by merit and service, not by foreign endorsement or hidden backroom deals. The rule of law will safeguard rights, protect the vulnerable, and punish corruption. Most importantly, we will foster bonds across borders. West African farmers will trade with East African merchants. North African scholars will collaborate with Southern African technologists. From Casablanca to Cape Town, from Dakar to Dar es Salaam, our voices will intertwine, forming a chorus that no power can silence. So I address you now, to those who fear our unity, know this: our alliances are not fragile. They are forged in the furnace of shared struggle. We are proof that when Africans decide their fate, no foreign policy, no economic threat, no military presence can break our will. And to every African watching this speech, feel the weight of history in your hands. The moment to act is now. Speak up in your communities. Vote with purpose. Build with passion. Defend our collective dignity with every breath. The path ahead will not be smooth. We will face challenges, droughts, global market shifts, internal disagreements, but we will face them together, guided by our shared vision. Our diversity is our strength. Each language, each custom, each belief weaves into the grand tapestry of a renewed Africa. The world watched us on that day in Ouagadougou when I spoke truth to power. Now they will watch us as we rewrite markets, remake institutions, and rebuild societies on foundations of equality and respect. Let history record that Africa's awakening did not come at the behest of outsiders. It emerged from the hearts of its people. Let it record that our revolution was peaceful in intent, yet powerful in outcome. Let it record that we chose unity over division, hope over fear, and sovereignty over subjugation. This is our revolution. This is our destiny. And this is the beginning of the Africa we will build, together, unstoppable and forever free.